I'm funny. That's funny. What time? What day is it? Is it Tuesday? It is Tuesday. I was like 50-50 chance it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I remember I did something today. That's why. And it was on the 20th. They're doing it on the 20th and 21st.
What is that?
I did. Well, today was the 20th. A non-for-profit, which they're all for profit. They say they're non-for-profits, but they always make enough so that the people that run them get to live these really, really comfortable lifestyles. And to me, you know, as long as like the overheads pay for it and if people's lives are really, really comfortable, that seems to me for profit for me. To me, it's all false for profits.
Well, that's what it is.
The false for profits.
That's what it is.
So, anyway, whenever I get a chance, though, to go out and actively do something in the community to make it better, because that's what I keep talking about. I've been talking about it for 4 years. I can't just keep talking about it. You know, you got to take action. People can't just sit there and pray that the world's going to get better. They got to do the foot prayers and go out and do things to actively make the world better. And that's what I told the guy, Charles. I guess he's running the thing today. They're picking up, it's the main street.
Charles is his name?
Charles was his name. I just am so compelled to call anybody named Charles Chuck.
Oh.
I just want to call him Chuck. Let's see, what was it called? Technology is so squirrely. I've been getting screenshots of like weird stuff my phone's been doing. Taos Main Street. Taos Main Street. Right. And that for the today and tomorrow we're doing the fall community cleanup days. That we did so much stuff. I mean, I was out there 50 minutes this morning. Yeah, and walked around, and people had already done a lot. They like took all the weeds and stuff out of the all the cracks and everything. I picked up garbage. A lot of other people picked up garbage. It's just free labor for the downtown workers. Clean it up before fall comes and then winter comes, and then you won't have a bunch of snow on top of garbage and weeds and stuff like that. So. Evidently, I only talked to the man for just a moment. Maybe I'll go back and talk to him a little bit more. They gave like a bandana away with the Zia, I think it's called, ZIA, with the 4. I don't know. Well, I don't know enough about local culture to be able to describe it. I know what it's called. It's like, to me, it's like the 4 directions, but I think it might be elements or something, what the lines represent and the insignia that's on the bandana that they gave away. But it was just nice to see a bunch of people go out and that, care. Just give a crap. And then I went across the street to the park to see if anybody was around. There's a couple pals around, and I'm just looking around at all the garbage there, but they got paid employees to pick up the garbage there. You know what I mean? They have they have people that are paid to pick up garbage everywhere, but so everywhere I go I'm finding nowadays I'm just going to have a plastic bag in my pocket. Really, and just pick up garbage wherever I go, because there's always a chance, because there's always garbage everywhere, I hate litter. The times that I would litter was back when I was a smoker. I smoked cigarettes when I drove my car, and my justification was for throwing the butts out the window was the fact that I smoked Camel cigarettes. And I rationalized that because the Camel and the filters in Camel cigarettes are cotton, and that they would break down.
Oh,
Yeah, but it still has that. You're breaking down toxin, poison from the crap that it filtered, Didn't rationalize that much, but I just don't smoke anymore. So, anyway, hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Mom's over here hanging out. Yay. Mom's hanging out. It's just, energy's just been so weird lately. It's just been bizarre. Yeah, Vinny had an unexpected veterinary trip yesterday. I didn't. He's fine. It's his ear. It was his ear. I saw. I mean, it was like pussy. It had I'd been putting medicine in it, and the medicine's clear, but then the stuff in his ear was like pussy, and I just wanted to make sure that he didn't get a foxtail or one of these, because these stickers, man, out here on these tall grass, they're gnarly. So you got to be careful about that stuff, because they drill down. So checking their feet, making sure, and he was cried when I touched it, and when the vet touched it, he didn't even freaking respond, and I was just like, oh my god. But anyway, so the energies are just really, really wild, and I'm just thinking, how are people going to do things different? Because everybody, including myself, well, no, I'm starting to do things different because I'm starting to get more active in the community, and that's something different than I've done. So I'm doing things different. But in order for this planet to change, everybody's going to have to start doing something different. You know what I mean? Because it's all of us collectively just bunched together. How we've been acting has collectively got the planet to the point of where it is now. And it's getting bad, and the shifts are just getting so big, and they're happening so fast, and there's just so many culmination points that are coming to a head right now with the space weather and the, and I recently saw an article where they're bringing back when I was a kid in the 80s, that's what they did to freak people out, is the ozone layer was depleting. Oh, so if you didn't have no ozone layer, then you're not going to have no oxygen, and we're all going to die. Oh my God, we're all going to die. It's always about we're all going to die. Everybody's going to die. It's just how it is, Some of us went out in Atlantis. Some of us are going to have their Atlantis in this lifetime. Some of us, I don't know, it's a trip, but shared multi-collective universes. Everybody gets a chance at on the ride. Everybody gets a chance to have, we all drowned. We all, at some point, death by drowning, we all get mauled or eaten in some sort of capacity in some day. We all do it all. And if you look around the media, you're seeing a lot of people have these weird, strange experiences where that's how they're dying these ways now. I don't know if it's like the same article that they just keep posting every couple days, but like a lot of no, I think they're different, but like dog maulings and stuff like that, just the animals are extra heightened, people are extra heightened. There's a lot of connectivity, a lot of electricity in the air just from freaking how many Earth 7.0 and above 3 in the last 7 days. I mean, there are definitely, and I love how people that do have conversations of their own, they're like, I'm not trying to instill fear. I'm like, dude, we're past that. If people are, fearful, I mean, it's, but there's so many people that just there's nothing wrong in the world. Like, they don't recognize that there's anything awry. You know, I think it's weird that they say so many people spent so much life force energy on Elizabeth. That is just, I mean, of all the things to do in the world. I mean, just think about if you got that many people together to build, like, small communities and stuff, like, out in the sticks. Because not all of us want to live in cities. Not all of us want to live in big towns on top of each other. That doesn't even sound... I lived in Omaha, and aside from, like, the convenience of accessibility of things... You know, but that's mostly 3D stuff, and, you know, then plus there's the entertainment factor, all the distractions. You get all the big stars that go there. You got, you know, your college football, and then I moved out to Salem, and it was smaller, but everybody, I mean, it's just, that's where I was like, man, everything's so cliquey. You know, because it used to be when I was growing up, people could get jobs based on their resume. And it's not like that anymore. It's people get positions because of who they know or who they love. It's a trip. It's really hard. And everywhere I've been, I always been the outsider. We always moved around so much growing up. And then when I was in Omaha, I had some roots. I was talking about that today because, like, something in my memories came up, and I was like, man, Ma, did I make a mistake? Did I, you know, leave it? But what it was is there's these old pictures of my old backyard, and it was, we had all these big, huge, gorgeous, beautiful trees. Yeah? And we'd play Frisbee, and Artie'd play catch for hours. And it was just like dog park in the backyard. And then actually, on Sundays, I'd take them less than like a mile away up to a dog daycare. They let the rescue that all my guys came from use it on Sundays because they were closed. Just let people bring their dogs out and run that are affiliated with the Beagle Basset Rescue. And so we'd do that, and then they'd freaking be so tired. But I had the nice house. I had the job. I had the 3D life, and I just still, I'm like, something kept freaking tugging on my soul, my spirit. You know, Marge. There's more, Marge. You got more to look into. You can't just get on the freaking Mexico loop. I used the thumbnail today of a picture of me. The only picture of me I think I got. It was probably taken by my ex, in Tulum, Mexico. So the ruins are right above my head on the beach in the thumbnail. That was back in 2011. That was right before the end of the Mayan calendar, and I was there. I had my feet in the sand, and it was pretty. It was a pretty wild. I don't know. It was. Every experience I ever had, I'm glad I experienced it. You know, ain't nothing I've ever done in my life that I've regretted where I wish I hadn't have done it. You know, because it's sometimes as difficult and as hard as road is trudging to get us to where we are here. We're still pretty comfortable, huh, Ma? We got everything we need for now. I keep looking for places for us. We got until the end of the year to find a permanent place. Because I don't want to move anymore, man. I don't want a la carte freaking life. I just want I want a place where we can have a garden, and then I will grow wonderful vegetables and things, and I will supply the community with all the excess and encourage other people to do the same. You know, and that's, you know, so I told the guy at the street cleaning today, I said, you know, that's what, he's like, oh, we have this in 25 cities all over the United States. It's not just Taos Main Street, it's main streets all over where they have people that come out and clean up. And I was like, well, that's a good thing to do, you know. And I said, that's what we got to do. I said, we got to make heaven on earth a little bit in our own local communities, and then if enough people do that, then that'll spread around, and then maybe one day whole planet will have heaven on earth, fruit trees, vegetables and stuff all over the place. It's the controllers that just got out of control. The people that feel inferior, so they have to control everything around them. It's like 101, the people that have so much and they're just like want to keep anybody else from getting anything because it might take away from them. There's more of those people in charge than anybody. I mean, it's evident by looking at the freaking how much resources were wasted in the last freaking 10, 12 days. However that, I mean, come on, man. Let it go. And as far as it is weird to me. I mean, we broke off in 1776 because we didn't want to be with the Blue Bloods. No. We wanted our own stuff and freedom, and look how they still line up. How we end up right back where we began. With people having weird allegiances to weird people and freaking praising weird people that do weird things and that don't care about freaking everybody. They only care about their friends and who they know, and it's just to see a freaking rapist pervert, our son, get to have so much fun. He got to have so much fun getting to play his part and his role, and he's so sad, and those are the people. It's like, what, I think you caused so much harm and did so much grossness. That dude was probably in New Mexico at Epstein's ranch because he was on his plane, because they were such good friends. The freaking Clintons were. Yeah. I know a kid here that I talked to at the park that lived in Las Cruces and or something, and the girls that would come and collect the other pretty girls and say, hey, you want to make a lot of money, come with us. You got to sleep with a bunch of old guys. They're gross and stuff, but you'll leave with a whole bunch of money, and money matters to so many people. It's just easy to get things to get people to do things because money just matters so much. It's gotten so gross and so seedy. And I know a lot more people know what's going on. They're just ignoring it. They just don't want to know. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to be bothered. You might have to get up off your couch and do something to make things better. People just don't have the energy. They're too tired. And all that stuff, that's gotten people, the world where it's at, man, it's just getting crazier and crazier. Now all the astrologers are talking about the freaking military engagements. The global military engagements are coming down the pike. How much crap has to happen on this planet before, they start letting up with all the rules? It's just me and Mom. Between the two of us, well, our income is less than it's less than $2,000 for sure. It's I don't know if it's less than $1,800. I don't know, but it's just, when I use my card, I just hope it works, and our bills are paid, and our rent's paid, and our bills are paid, and we got plenty to eat, and the dogs are taken care of, Mom's taken care of, and whatever excess we got, I get to use to help people in the community that need stuff, that just are at the wit's end, and they don't know what they're going to do to get by. I like helping those folks out. The kind that it's just they just have been crapped on so much that one more time, but you just have somebody that helps you out, and it's there is good on this earth. There's so many people that could do so much more to help people, and they just don't. They don't. Because material things matter, money matters. I never fit into this world. I've always been the backwards one. In every group I've ever been involved of, I'd be like, well, that's dumb. I could see how people would be left out, and I would call that out. Like the unfair, like or how somebody was mistreated. It was a trip. It was a trip. I'm not so neurotypical. Is that the mom cat? Hold on, Tango. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. So yeah, things are, people are finding that how the world is, it's not as organic. I mean, there are, because divinity, I mean, that wins over all things, the will of good orderly direction, but then people have their ideas of how they want things, and so it's like controlled and pulled the world and caused so much division, man. I think about all the division that's happened. That's just people are so divided, and when I go out into the world, how am I going to come together with people that I wouldn't ordinarily mix with? And look, I'm trying to look at it as a puzzle and stuff like that. Because there's a way you can get there's commonalities, there's common grounds that people have, if people just take the opportunity and the time to try and find them. Communication is really going to become important, but what's going to be more important than communication is the desire for people and the willingness for people to want to communicate. See, if they don't, if both parties don't want to, then it's a one-sided conversation, and you might as well not even have it. So things are going to get spicy, and things are cooling down here in the northern hemisphere. We're going to start, it already feels like fall here. It's chilly in the morning when I take the dogs out before the sun comes up. And it'll be chilly when I take them out now and the sun goes down. And I don't know whether we're coming back in. It's always, this time of year comes back around to balance, and people got to start. Are people helping? That cat has a cotton ball. Come here. Come here. Oh, you little turd. Give me that. That's not yours. Give me that. That's not belonging to you. Little mew. It's time to balance, and it's like, I mean, all these people that have like their income, so isn't the outcome at least supposed to be some? Isn't that how energy's supposed to flow? As well, obviously people on the planet are not going to let go as much as they make, but isn't it supposed to be a little bit more than what they, I love it. All these spiritualists and all these people that healers and all these practitioners and just talkers, they start getting income for what they do. Astrologers, tarot readers, right? And they always get more and more and more stuff, I've noticed. And I'm like, what are they doing for other people? What do people do on this planet for other people besides occasionally, pay for somebody's coffee behind them or throw frickin' $5 in a hat and a musician on the street, I mean, who do they think are the ones that help all these people that need help? Because there aren't people in the offices and stuff like that. So we got to get creative, and I got all kinds of ideas. I'm going to start putting them together, but see, we got to move, and I'm trying to put all my energy into that, and I should probably not do that. But I'll feel a lot better once we're on the other side of it, that's for sure. Just more stuff to breathe through, man. If I didn't learn how to breathe when I was so young, I would have. I don't even know. But I go out in the world, people think I'm a weirdo because I'm just okay. Let's breathe through it. Just breathe through this bullshit you're giving me right now, you know, when I come to that. Usually, though, people are pretty cool, but I don't know. We live in a small place, though. Actually, there was an incident today. The school district, they closed the high school campus yesterday because of an incident that occurred yesterday. So it was stay at home distance learning today or yesterday today, and tomorrow they can go back to school. You know? I mean, where are the people that talk people off the ledge? I can talk people off the ledge. I've been talking myself off ledges for years. You know, everybody's talking about mental health. I'm like, okay, the people that are talking about it, a lot of these PhDs and stuff like that, all these shrinks and psychiatrists and psychologists. I'm like, what's your cred? What's your frame of reference? How can you apply knowledge that you interpret on a page in a book to people that have had really crazy real world circumstances happen? Huh? How do you do that? All those people, like last time I went to the doctor, I didn't get to tell them anything about my physical condition. They just have a computer printout of questions that they get to ask, and you just answer those. It's ridiculous, man. The quality of care in this country is just absurd. So got to go back to freaking the natural ways of doing things, man. Before all these hypocrites took their Hippocratic oath, it's nonsense. I worked in a hospital, you know? I'm like, I had more sense of urgency on the flight line when I was in the Air Force than these freaking residents in their clogs strolling around. Just more freaking... Things are changing, man. Things are changing. I've been running my mouth for about 30 minutes. I think I'm done. But there's a lot of shifts. There's going to see a lot of people with their backgrounds change, you know, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. The story continues. It unfolds. So, yeah, it's about all I got for now. Hope you have